Councilman Streets, you actually threatened Officer Daniel's job. You said, quote, in this internal affairs investigation, I'm going to have your job. Why did you think it was necessary to threaten his position with the Fort Myers Police Department? Excuse me, City Manager. I'm right outside the Ochopee Fire Station, Everglades City, where right now people who live down here and rode out the storm are getting supplies that was dropped off by the Red Cross right behind me here. You can see people picking up meals ready to eat. They have about 48 different cases of water here. The people behind me are going to take the supplies to Chokoloskee. What happened on these projects? I need you. I'm getting out of the door, but why won't you just tell us what happened to the money? Why did these projects go south?
Here's how it works. I'm a store owner that accepts food stamps. A customer comes in and hands me their EBT card asking for cash instead of food. I charge them $100 and give them $50 in return. Then a couple days later, the government reimburses me that $100 I charged, and I just made $50 profit. Found damaged or destroyed after Irma. Hold on. I'm pretty sure we've been here before. No, in fact, I'm sure that we've been here before. Let's roll back the tape to December 4th. But some of these boats might not ever get claimed at all. Many of the boats look deserted or seriously damaged.
But David, you didn't want to talk about it.
Not one bit. And Fort Myers City Councilman Johnny Streets is no stranger to our station. We came to Florida State Prison to talk to a man who says he's innocent. We did find some damage to one bridge that's next on the list to be replaced.
New at 6, the NBC2 investigators are tracking your tax dollars. Our exclusive investigation found elected officials in Fort Myers are using city funds to make donations to organizations like fraternities and sororities.
One watchdog group calls it an unlawful use of taxpayer dollars. NBC2 investigator David Hodges uncovered the spending issue and questioned those using it.
Peter and Kelly, it's not unusual for a city council to vote on giving a donation or grant to a nonprofit. What is very different is what's going on in Fort Myers, where the mayor and each city council member has a specific budget that allows them to donate taxpayer dollars to organizations of their choice. Swiping cards and writing checks. An NBC2 investigation found Fort Myers elected officials are donating to charities through a taxpayer-funded public relations budget.
We're constantly tugged on to support events around that citizens are participating in.
Mayor Randy Henderson, who spent more than $6,000 last year from his PR budget, told us why he believes it's important.
The council can take some of these discretionary funds and try to aid in that way.
They don't have a right to do this.
Dominic Calabro is president of Florida Tax Watch, a watchdog group for Florida taxpayers.
Any public official in Florida has no right to take the taxpayers' hard-earned money and spend it in such a willy-nilly, unlawful, inappropriate manner.
Here's the spending he's talking about. Looking through city records, the NBC2 investigators found city councilors and the mayor have spent more than $42,000 from their PR budgets since 2014. $4,080 went to fraternities and sororities. Another $2,230 went to churches and religious organizations. Is that a red flag for you?
It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's without any legitimacy. It's nothing short of personal or political patronage, meaning it serves no purpose except their own personal or political ambitions.
There's no way the little donation that I give politics for votes within the community.
I asked Councilwoman Teresa Watkins Brown about her donations to Greek organizations. Do those contributions help the city with their mission?
Yes, it helps the city because most of those Greek organizations give back to the city in terms of their volunteerism and their support.
Why not donate your own personal money?
And I do at times donate my own personal money.
Why not use your own money to make these donations?
Well, in not many cases we do. You'd have to ask each council person that amount.
Councilwoman Tara Lynn Watson did not respond to our request for an interview. I discovered she spent the most of any city councilor in 2016, $5,186, including $700 to the Cape Coral Junior Football Association. Digging deeper, I learned elected officials are currently allowed to give to organizations outside the city. In fact, there's no specific policy limiting what PR money can be spent on. Each councilor's budget is different. Some don't even donate. I also uncovered no other local government has this kind of fund.
So they might use that for travel, to register for a hotel while they're up there.
We asked Charlotte County Communications Manager Brian Gleason whether elected officials there could make these kind of purchases with their accounts. Donations to Greek organizations.
No.
Donations to nonprofits.
No.
Donations to churches.
No.
Not only is it uncommon, but Calabro says it might be unlawful.
They're actually violating the Constitution of the state of Florida.
The Florida Constitution says no city government can lend its credit to aid a corporation.
Right there. It's right there. You know, sometimes people say you need to have a law. We have the law. You just need to honor it.
After hearing our findings, Mayor Henderson says he will look into the issue.
Anytime that we can make life better for citizens it's important to do that. The methodology in which we do that should be examined.
We reached out to the city attorney's office for their opinion. They told us their budget process does not violate Florida statute. They did not address the legality of the PR budget and will only say contributions to nonprofits provide a public benefit. Now you can track where city councilors are donating your tax dollars. Just go to our website, NBC-2.com, and click on this story.
For weeks, we tracked Denny Hedges, an engineer for the Fort Myers Fire Department. He also owns a boat repair shop in Cape Coral. On September 24th, he spent all day at his business, moving power boats, meeting people, and visiting a neighboring business. He closed up shop at 6:08. On October 1st, we stopped by as Hedges was washing a motorcycle. 5 days later, he was there for more than 2 hours in the middle of the afternoon. We saw him there on 6 different days. And on each of those days, he turned in a time card showing he worked 9 hours at the fire department.
But you're collecting paychecks on these days where you're running your own business.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We sat down with Hedges, a 16-year veteran of the department. He explains he was put on light duty in May after a work injury and on special assignment to repair and maintain 2 fireboats kept at the Fort Myers Yacht Basin.
They're paying me full time. We're still saving a lot of money on the repair of the boats.
Is that a full-time job for him? Doing all those assignments, is he earning a full paycheck?
Yes.
Fort Myers Fire Chief Trenton Bowen tells us there's no issue with Hedges working at his shop and still collecting his fire department salary. Since his new assignment, Hedges earned $21,432.97.
We have video of him, working at his business with no fireboats there on a day that he's getting paid for the city of Fort Myers. So could you help explain to me why he was reporting working some days when he obviously wasn't?
Say Thursday you went and looked at him, and Thursday he wasn't working on a fireboat. Okay. What about Thursday night? What about Saturday?
Why not have him document the hours that he's actually working instead of making it look like he's doing a whole day's work, 9.6 hours?
He meets with the deputy chief pretty much daily. I think it is daily. And he provides him what he's doing. So we have a list of everything he's doing.
We asked for that list, but haven't gotten it.
There's nothing in the fire union contract that says the chief has to track this kind of information. No goals have to be set, no job description. The only stipulation, the employee has to work 40 hours a week.
So the repairs, the maintenance, everything he's doing on the boats, plus a few day trips, that's a 40-hour-a-week job for him.
I think so. I mean, what I see him doing and the results we're getting, he's actually saving the city thousands of dollars in things that we would have to send out.
When we asked to see documentation of how much Hedges saved the department, the chief couldn't provide it. Even so, he says he wouldn't change the way Hedges been supervised.
I think Denny's doing a good job for us, and the fire department has benefited greatly from what he's done for us.
Some Southwest Floridians looking to enjoy paradise say they are stuck with a nightmare instead. They claim the pool company they hired abandoned the job after years of haggling to get it done. NBC2 investigator David Hodges looked into this company that customers say is costing them a fortune they can't afford.
2 lawsuits have already been filed against Sand Dollar Pool and Spa in the local courts. Still, the company is actively signing up new customers, but many people I spoke to about their work are recommending that you stay away. The finished product may be beautiful, but Michelle Finley says the process to get her new pool was anything but.
We signed a contract, promises were made, and promises were definitely broken.
Finley hired Sand Dollar Pool and Spa in April of 2016. More than a year later, she says this is what she's left with.
This pool is not the pool that we intended for it.
She hired this new company to finish the pool after she says Sand Dollar walked off the job more than a year after starting.
He just gave up.
Costing her double what she intended.
If somebody said to me a pool was going to cost $50,000, I would have said thank you, but no thank you, because you can't afford it.
She's not the only one.
Well, the steps are crooked. After the shell was done, we realized the pool was the wrong size.
Gerald Todd Jr. says his experience with Sand Dollar Pool and Spa started 2 years ago.
It's still a nightmare.
Do you feel like he cheated you?
Big time. I'd have to say he's probably one of the worst contractors in South Florida.
He is Walter Rowley, president of Sand Dollar Pool and Spa.
Why will Walter not speak to us directly?
Well, Walter he's very busy.
Walter would not meet with the NBC2 investigators face-to-face. Maria Espinoza, who claims to be operations manager at Sand Dollar Pool and Spa, answered our questions.
Why sometimes is it taking more than a year to complete a pool?
I don't think we've had any permits that have taken that long.
Not quite right. NBC2 checked Sand Dollar's permits in Lee and Collier counties. They've had 36 permits issued since July of 2016. Just 3 have been completed.
Maria, I could tell you several cases right now where it's taken more than a year.
You know, you have the burrowing owls, you have the turtles.
Are you just coming up with excuses
No.
right now?
This is the truth. This is what happens here in the Cape.
Espinoza insists Sand Dollar operates properly under Florida's codes and statutes.
Any trouble they have, they will go through Walter.
Mm-hmm. But Walter is not a licensed pool contractor.
No, he's not.
He's actually been found guilty of operating without a contracting license in the past.
I'm not sure about that.
Yes, he was. In 2013, he was found guilty of giving a quote to install a pool cage, even though he doesn't have a valid license. Now his company operates under a certified pool contractor who lives out of state and doesn't regularly visit job sites.
Are you ripping off these customers?
Has anybody been ripped off? Absolutely not.
Finley does feel ripped off.
A year later, and here we are.
She contracted with Sand Dollar Pool and Spa for one simple reason.
We needed a pool because I have MS, and my MS, the doctors do say in the next 3 to 5 years, I will be wheelchair bound. So they suggested that we get a hot tub and a pool.
Now she doesn't want anyone else to go through the same experience.
His integrity has been horrible. His word has been nothing. He has basically defrauded everything that he has ever mentioned to us, and he gave up.